Hello there. So, over the years, I've done a number of videos where I talk about things that I did with video games as a kid, like how I'd use them music for, you know, playing with my toys and things like that. How I used to play video games outside, like via imagination and stuff, and also video games that I tried to make as a kid. Where like I would drop all these characters and stuff and say like, oh, I'm gonna make this video game about this guy who goes on an adventure and blah 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 blah. My brother used to do the same thing. Another thing we used to do back then was we made our own comic book characters because I remember, obviously watching like X-Men and Batman the animated series, and then it was like, you know, we're we had a handful of comics. We weren't like huge into them, so to speak, but we did, had read some. And we had a ton of cards, which I actually still have mine. I don't know about him, but oh, where was I going with this? But anyway, before I tell you mine, I'll tell you about some of my brother's comic book characters. And two things that are important to know is that one, these characters were all animals or animal people, kind of like Star Fox, I guess you could say, except minus the whole space thing. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. Like 99% of the characters were animals. The others 1% were like robots, aliens, things like that. Um, and what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and although we had some original ideas, we also ripped off a lot of things too. But I remember some of my brother's ideas. His main guy was called Shadow Dancer. He was a fox who had the same outfit as Hanzo from Samurai Showdown. And then there was a guy named Beam, who it was literally Cyclops from X-Men, except he was a rat, and instead of blue and yellow, he wore like different shade. It was two different shades of green. And there was a bat guy named Batwing who had like black and brown armor. Um, there was this guy who wore like black and red. His name was Funky Dynamite, although that character was original, and I always kind of liked that name, Funky Dynamite. But I think he did actually get that name from like this old obscure toy line from the early '90s called Trash Bag Bunch. But getting on to mine. So first we have, this was my main guy. He was a lizard named Scale. I had an obsession with lizards when I was a kid. And then, for each of them I wrote like whether they were good or bad. But yeah, that was my main one. And this was his arch enemy, Mantis. Yeah, that's original. That was another animal I was obsessed with when I was a kid. Was our praying mantises. There was a guy that I changed his name several times. Watrous. He's a turtle, obviously, with a submachine gun. I think he was one of my original. Some of these I had like made, like added on like later and stuff. Cat's Eyes, this ninja cat, and I'm pretty sure I got that name from the what's that, Steven Spielberg from the what the hell is his name? The author. A lot of his books were made into movies. Stephen King. Tank, who's an armadillo. I pretty much ripped it off of a Beanie Baby. I remember there was an armadillo Beanie Baby called Tank, so I kind of ripped that idea off. Barracuda, who's a Barracuda, and that's literally a G.I. Joe that my brother and I had. Actually, I think I still have mine. I don't think he still has his. But yeah, they were called they're called like sewer vipers or something like. Slugger, a slug who we my family because we lived in a very wooded area, we always had like my mom's house was in a wooded area. We always had a lot of slugs around there, so I remember it was like one time there was like a couple of slugs on the porch. That's just kind of where I got the idea for him. Hellfish. Oh, that looks sort of familiar. Oh yeah, it was that Simpsons episode. Feeds or something. I don't know how I came up with that name. That's that outfit looks kind of familiar. I'm pretty sure I kind of got that. I'm pretty sure I copied that outfit moderately from or somewhat from a Shocker from X. What the hell is it called? Well, maybe not completely, but I think I kind of got the idea from a Shocker from Spider-Man. He has like plasma powers or something. Well, Shocker is more like sound waves. This guy has plasma powers. Frogger. Yeah, this character I ripped off from a Battle Beast, this old toy line from the 80s. Although he, for some reason, yes, the gun I kind of added on there, but the original toy, for some reason, the original toy, he was actually, his armor was red instead of blue and he had horns. For some reason I forgot that, so whatever. Yeah, it makes him a little more original, I guess. Wow. Just, wow. I mean, even just the name, look, Onyx, and yeah. Just, wow. Base. It looks familiar. Oh yeah, it was one of those. It was a muscle figure guy, you know, or Kinnikuman as they were called in Japan. I like the color scheme I came up with him for though. Liz, yeah, there's a Scale's girlfriend or something. I don't know. Come here. Heavy Artillery, aka Horn, who was a snake guy. You had a. It was like I think they were like called horned snakes or something. I remember I think I was in middle school and I saw like I was looking through like this animal history book or something like when I saw the idea for him in there. I mean I saw this thing of like a horned snake and I was like, oh, that'd be a cool idea for a character. The last one, Slaith, who was like this shape-shifted guy. Pretty sure. But anyway, here's one of the comics I drew as a kid. You know, you can tell by the old. So here we have this truck pulling up, and a bunch of guys pull out of it, including this brown lizard guy. And they all start firing lasers at There's some more of them. They're firing lasers at this village. And a ship comes down to drop in robots. You know, they start fighting back or something. I don't know. The ship fires like plasma at the ground and blows it up or something. Yeah. So then a helicopter shows up. And this cat guy's like, some rope ladders come down. And it's Scale and the others coming to help save the village. Scale just blew up some ship or something. I think that was supposed to be Cat's Eye, but yeah, and then I changed his outfit from black to green. He just killed that brown lizard guy. So then some robot kills one of the good robots. Or wounds them anyway. And this guy finishes him off. You know, blows him up. And then the Scale shoots like plasma, kills that black evil robot. Liz throws a knife, kills that other guy. And then that cat guy was like, you know, chuckling evilly, unzips, and it's actually Slaith. Meanwhile, some villagers are fighting back. And Slaith transforms into an insect, and he goes, "Whoops, wrong thing." Which it was funny. I remember I was drawing this when I was working on that DuckTales Legends of the DuckTales movie with the magic lamp. You know, the part at the end when the villain like turns into an insect to like sneak into the video. So I was like, I was watching that while I was drawing this. So you know, and then I was just like. Yeah, and then I just didn't do anything with it, so then he changed. So yeah. Well, anyway, so then he turns into this giant robot. Starts like with like 100 guns, starts blasting everything. And some more ships come in, shoots a whole bunch of plasma and shit down. And he's like, uh-oh. You know, kills him and a whole bunch of the other villains and stuff. And there's Cat's Eye again. Kills some other guy. Then this giant guy's like, leave! So then all the ships escort everyone off the planet. And the big guy grows and blows up the planet. Yeah. Like I said, it was just some random thing I did with a kid. I thought it would be kind of a funny idea for a video. So, until next time, everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. And, yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.